Yeah, I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes, call me aggressive with my flow, call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love, still gonna die for what I love, still gonna try, I won't give up, still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret, cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory bad enough to get a C. They'd rather just go leave it be. And oh, this journey I've been on since 13, working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret, cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no.
All right. Hey, everyone. How is it going? We are back with another weekend update. And man, I really enjoy coming and spending this time where we get to hang out together. And of course, our longtime supporter and good friend, John Douglas, is already in the chat saying, hell yeah. And he finally got the notification for once. So I'm really glad that we got that working. And for those of you guys who are not following me yet on YouTube, if you want to get notifications of when our videos go live, that is the easiest way, because almost every single person on the planet who has a smartphone has YouTube application on your phone. So when you follow, when you like, subscribe, and hit that bell for all notifications, you'll get notified of when we do these streams. And it's a great time. So thanks for tuning in and joining us. Let me know if you can hear me okay. There's a lot of noise in the background here in the neighborhood right now. But I'm excited to come and hang out with you guys. Thanks for being here. I was really blessed as well because we hit another kind of milestone, I would say, in some regards to the YouTube channel. Whereas right now we have 61 subscribers, and that is a huge blessing for me because I never really thought we would get to this level. And yet here we are with 61 people. So thank you to 61 subscribers who are following me on this journey, who are supporting us in what I like to call a movement, because it's this movement up here, the dying breed, right? These are my Patreon members. These are the people who bless me even more. And so we have Warrior Bernard, Fighters Maxwell Foster Q, Soldier Boslow, and Defender LG. And a lot of this stuff, the reason why I came on here and started doing this stuff was to really highlight what my first fantasy series was all about. The fact that warriorhood, those that stand up to fight evil, those that sacrifice so much in life, are a dying breed. So that's where I feel like a lot of my Patreon followers, the vast majority of them are all writers, which is a huge blessing, but they're also readers. And it's that thing of, yeah, we want to continue to hold on to these warrior ethos, and we want to try to live these out in our lives. And so that's what kind of we're all about. And so we like to come and hang out. So thanks for being here. We have the amazing Kyle Wilkeson. Hello, sir. It's great to see you, brother. And of course, Q, who we just mentioned, fellow author, fellow Air Force warrior. What's up, brother? Great to see you. And Angel Ramon. Dude, congratulations on the launch of your new book. You are crushing it, my friend. I am so happy for you in the horror space and just getting more readers. That's really cool. Thanks for coming and hanging out. So, all right, that's the intro, you guys. I hope you like the new music too. Nefex, what I love about Spotify is when you get that end of year wrap and you get to see all those different things of genres you were into, your primary artists you listen to, the top songs that you put on repeat. Nefex for me has been one for the last 2-3 years, has been my number one, I think. At least this year he was number one. And his song that we are using right now for the intro music, Destiny, is copyright free. And that's been one of my top songs that I've listened to for about 4 years now, maybe 3. So yeah, that was always fun to get to listen to that, see those things, because the other reports that it told me, I listened to 29 days worth of music this year. And that to me was mind blowing, because I was like, okay, 29 days. And I was like, no, 29 continuous days worth of listening. That was really insane when you started to put down like how many times did I listen to YouTube videos or watch YouTube videos instead of listening to music? How many audiobooks I had consumed. Like right now, we're going to crush 40 books by the end of the year, more than likely 43, depending. So there's 43 audiobooks that I've read or physical books that I've read that cuts into that. Sleep time, watching football. So all of these different metrics, I was like, holy cow, man, 29 days of listening. It's been a great year. So, all right, well, let's get into some of the writing stats, the writing updates, and other things. So right now, this week, I did not get as much writing. Prolific book reading schedule. Well, it was one of those things where, I did about 8 months of full-time author. And so on top of writing so much, I also tried to read so much and tried to support other indie authors. So, I really dove into audiobooks and other reading, all formats, paperback, audiobook, and digital ebook. So I've read a good bit myself, fully back into the novel writing swing. Good for you, dude. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm really happy to hear that, my man. Because, and that's what I told you, right? Like months ago now when we were first linking up is like, don't just plan on writing one book. Plan on writing books. Just don't stop. Continue to get better. Continue to enjoy telling stories and going down this path and journey. So, yeah. Dude, that's awesome. I'm really glad and happy and proud that you haven't given up on that. So, we've got Wolfie coming in. Hail TJ from Lil Panda. Oh, Aiden. Aiden, I'm so glad you're here because you totally reminded me. I have to go run to the bedroom and get something really quick. Okay, so you guys stay here. And here, let's just get you a quick video clip. All right.
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest. I just want to be the.
All right, get out of here, Nifx. We already love your music, but that is not why we're here. Okay, so Angel, it's a marathon. 100%, my man. 100% marathon. Where are we going to go? I don't know, bro. To someone else's channel because they're really cool. Like, and of course, as you guys know, Ryan Maxwell, one of our fighters in the Dying Breed group, fellow author, signed with Legion Publishers on his Grand System Vending. Congratulations, bro. I appreciate you, and we love you, and you're doing awesome. So good on you, man. And he's also in the full swing of editing and hating life because editing is hard. But you know what, dude? We support you. We all know the struggle, those of us here in the stream and on the channel, so we get it, man. We get it. Okay, so I don't want to show addresses or anything, but I got a special letter this past week, and it was one that I knew it was coming very, very soon, and we were waiting on it. And so I got a very special handwritten letter from one of our supporters known as Little Panda or Lil Panda, Lil Panda Aiden. And within that letter, I got something very cool, something that I think all of you guys are going to be jealous of. And that was these custom bookmarks that Aiden made for us, or for me, I should say. I love them so much. I don't want to share these things. These things are super cool. So, of course, we have starting with Judge Tammin. And, of course, on the backside, there's everyone's name. So, Judge Tammin from Book 2, The Dying Breed, Injustice. Of course, Miss Farah. Like, who doesn't love Miss Farah? She is beautiful. She is amazing. We have got the cover to Book 2, Injustice. We've got Dather. And then we have Golgoth, one of the scenes from Book 2, Injustice. So these bookmarks are awesome. I absolutely love them. And so, yeah, I'm super excited to hold on to these things. It's the first, like, fan mail that I've gotten. And so, yeah, it means a lot to me. So thank you, Aiden, so much for doing this. I know Aiden's going to be making some more, so I hope you enjoy that. And thank you for sharing the message of the Dying Breed. Actually, Warrior Bernard, who's also up there, also known as Panda Cakes, you know, there was a comment that I saw on Facebook that they had where our good friend, fellow author Michael Chatfield was talking, and he said, you know, what's a book series you never want to see end? And Panda Cakes just said, I never want to see the Dying Breed to end. So that, of course, meant a lot. Especially because, like, I'm not currently writing in that series because I'm finishing up Bloodbath series. So, yeah, thank you for all that support. That's what keeps us going, right? Angel Ramon, badass bookmarks. Heck yeah, they are, dude. They're just awesome. Just like John said, awesome stuff. I just had to make my own. Nice. How do I get some bookmarks? I don't want to share them at all, but I don't know. Panda, maybe you can reach out with Q and figure out a way that you guys can send them some bookmarks or something. You let us know, but yeah. Going to have to call it the Undying Breed. Yeah, well, you know, we'll see what happens. Oh, and there you go, Panda. Q will pay for the services of getting some custom bookmarks. So let Q know. And we got Timo Burnham coming in. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in and hanging out. Okay, so where were we at? We're actually just talking about the writing progression. And then we got to showcase some custom bookmarks that we had come in from one of our supporters. So there was that. So again, Lil Panda, thank you so much. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. Hail Timo. So the end of November, the month of November ended at 15. Oh, right. Angel Ramon, TJ, you make a cameo in the final book of my series. No worries, you survive. Oh, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. And also, well, I'm glad Angel is here because Angel was given a cameo shout out in the short story to the Bloodbath book series known as Recover the Jackpot. It is being converted into an audiobook right now by Jodan, our good friend. He literally called me, video chatted me. He is in the sound booth right now doing some edits, recording the short story. So yeah, I've already heard Angel's part, and I think he's going to love it. So yeah, there's that update. We'll just skip to that. Jodan is in the sound booth right now as we are doing this live stream, and hopefully you guys are going to have about an hour long short story audiobook for free that you guys can enjoy. So there's that. Oh, we've got AJ Duran. What's up, TJ? What's up, bro? It's great to see you, man. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Charge, not change. Oh, let's go up real quick. As long as we have permission to use the graphics I used and change people, I don't mind making and selling them. Charge, not change. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Wolfie, I'll get with you here afterwards and we'll talk really quick about that. So, but that's awesome. Thank you for being willing to do that. I appreciate that. Okay, so where are we at? So that audiobook should be coming out here very soon. As we talked about, I think last week, Jodan had a family trip that he was doing, so that delayed the production, but he is literally in the sound booth right now. Hopefully that'll come out very soon and you guys can enjoy it. Okay, so November ended, words written with 15,904. This past week was a little bit of a struggle, and we're going to talk about it when it gets to like the thought portion of things. So I was a little defeated. I wanted to be able to write more in November, 15,904. And so I'm really looking forward to December. I am really hoping that I can hit the ground running and get a lot of words written in. And so to a certain point, I was saddened when I saw that count. And you know, it's one of those things of like when you shoot for a goal and you're hoping to get more and you just don't. So that was something to where I was like, man, that sucks. But when I started, I took about 2 minutes to really make sure all my numbers were up to date. When you look at the total word count combined for my writing career, I'm currently sitting at 698,926. So even though that 15,000 was something that really like, you know, was kind of sad, I was like, you know what, let's take time to really put all these numbers together and to see that I am so close to hitting that 700,000 goal. I was like, all right, you know what, don't beat yourself up too much, man, because we've still done like achieved so much compared to those that just stop at one book or never even finish one book, right? Yeah, the guilt of not meeting your goal, dude. And you know, Angel, like you've got, shoot, man, you know, twice as many books out as I do. So yeah, but we're so close to 700,000. So that was a little bit of encouragement for me to really focus in on December. And the other sad part is, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Ducks lost last night. That was a tough game. It was a good game overall. Congrats to the Huskies. I have respect, even though I hate the Huskies, I have respect for them. Both teams played well, but Oregon lost the Pac-12 championship. So obviously we're not going to be going on into the playoffs. We'll have a bowl game somewhere, who knows where. But with that being said, my Saturdays are now going to be a lot more free to where I'm not strapping down and watching football. So we'll see. Already in the top % of all writers. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. That's very kind to receive that. So I appreciate that. Good game. Respect. Absolutely. You know, it hurt. It stung. Like I went to bed last night upset, right? But when you wake up, or when I wake up, it's one of those things of like, you can't change the outcome now. It is what it is. It's a part of life. You're not guaranteed many victories. So you just got to move on. And I still love my team. I love my Ducks. I love everything that we've built at the university. And hopefully next year I'll get to go to a few games, at least one, hopefully, and enjoy it. So at the end of the day, I'm always going to be a Duck. I love my Ducks. And yeah, it's just time to move on with life. Someone told me I could get IHOP here. No, we have no IHOP, JD. Come on. I haven't even had breakfast yet. Yeah. And that is the other happy thing with the routine that I've set up right now. So for the game last night, I went to the store and I bought like the pre-made lasagna and breadsticks that they have in their little like food meals to go section of the grocery store that they make there, locally. So I grabbed that and I grabbed 2 little cheesecake things. So the way my routine is currently set up is that normally either Saturday or Sunday will be my carb day. So that's where I don't worry about, the food per se that I'm eating. I'm still trying to eat more clean wise, but I get to carb load. And so I had some pasta last night and some breadsticks and a little cheesecake thing. And I've got another little cheesecake in the fridge. So I'm going to have some good munch time here coming up soon. Okay. So that's the word count, the short audiobook update Jodan's audiobook update. Where else? Hunter's Book 1 audiobook. I did get an email from ACX, which I actually really appreciated because of another situation that happened this week. And ACX was very open and they said, hey, we don't know if you've noticed, but we have this major sale going on with Amazon. Therefore, we are not going to get your project within the 10-day window that we normally do. So you can expect to see progress coming around December 2nd. So right now, our audiobook, there's 4 steps to complete before the audiobook is released on Audible. It is now in step 2 of 4, which I at least love and appreciate the fact that we are not only getting good communication from ACX about that, but we are seeing some progress. So hopefully it will be out sooner for those of you who want the audiobook. AJ, well, I give you props. I couldn't get one done. I would have to smoke myself for not finishing. Dude, you can, man. You can. I truly believe it. My biggest thing is just set up the routine. And that's where we're going to really get into some nitty gritty for my thoughts this week and some of the quotes that I found. So yeah, and actually we'll get there in just a second here. Richie Stevens, woo, it's a TJ. What's up, buddy? It's great to see yous. I miss your beautiful face. So ACX was great at communication. Here's the communication that I did not appreciate that happened is when PayPal emails me and notifies me that they have automatically chosen to refund 4 payments to people who bought our merchandise, the apparel, the t-shirts, sweatshirts. So, on the Shopify website, there was the option for you to pay with PayPal and have that processed. On the back end of things, the way that worked was basically the customers were paying me. When they paid with PayPal, it would go to PayPal and then it would just sit there. Right? So I knew that the payment process into PayPal, I would see the notification of saying it's paid. I then, with my business account, would go pay for the shirts out of my pocket so that the process would complete. And the reason why that is on this side of the house, PayPal holds onto that money for a little bit. And so this side wants to make sure that it has its money to buy the shirt and ship it out. So that's where I was taking my credit card, business account credit card, paying for that shirt. It was processing and getting to the person. So I would have to click on this side. Yep. Yay. It's been paid. Don't worry about it. So that money was sitting in the PayPal business account, not going anywhere. I just left it there because it's like, I know the money's there. I will transfer it later. So the money was sitting in that PayPal account. There's 3 individuals, but there's 2. So PayPal decided we're going to refund and return that money to those people. And there was no explanation as to why. It was just, we've done this. So I still paid for those items out of pocket and everything else. For a traditional credit card, the customer comes in, pays with their credit card. The system already sees that payment and automatically pays for the shirt to then send to the people. So that's where that smaller margin of difference just automatically stays within the business account. Everything works out. So PayPal decided they were going to automatically refund these people without any explanation. And so I reached out to them, and this third person, the most recent purchase, that was the only one that they showed. So that's where when I reached out to them, I said, yo, why did you refund these people? They said, well, what are you talking about? There's only this one person, and you just need to accept their payment and do XYZ. You need to do this, this, this. So, of course, I tried to do that. It doesn't work. So I just said, no, I'm sorry. But so I took the emails that I got on my business account, which had each transaction, and I just simply said, on this date, you emailed me and said you returned this transaction number. Here's the thing. You PayPal now, in my opinion, PayPal owes me $136 because that's how much in total they refunded to people. They have not responded back, of course. So in the meantime, I have removed the PayPal option from the Shopify website. So if for those of you who liked paying with PayPal, sorry, but if this is how they chose to do this to me, who else are they doing it to? And the fact that they're just going to do it whenever they want, I'm sorry, but that's not the way I'm going to do business. And to me, I even told them, how in the world have you not, because a part of it was like, you need to verify your account. I've had my business credit card, debit card on the books with this business PayPal account since January of this year. I have sent thousands of dollars to our contracted personnel, Catherine, our editor, Lauren, our illustrator, Miriam, our colorist. Svetlana uses I've used that for Svetlana. Vanessa, though, because she is in Germany, uses a different system. So there's at least 4 people, and then Avi with another project and another person. There's been over $10,000 that I have paid people through this PayPal account. How in the world now do you say that you don't know about my businesses? And because everything is, I put everything down. But anyways, it is what it is. That is literally the drama behind the scenes of what happened. So we're going to move on. So for those of you who got the shirts, thank you very much. Please, thanks for the support. Tell people about it. Hopefully you enjoy it and you're enjoying the swag. But yeah, there's that. Again, no point in getting mad over it. Just going to move on with life and not try to let it affect me. It is what it is, I know, right? It is what it is. So it's one of those things, like, at least with like the shirts and stuff. Hey, I hope you guys just wear them, enjoy them, love talking about the brand, because that's what it really is. Like, the margin when we do it in this system, the way we've done it, the margin we make is so small that, that's the biggest thing, is like getting people to read the books, right? Like that's where the story comes from about it all. So anyways, okay. So let's kind of get into what AJ was talking about. Wanting to get it done, and you have that regret. I've talked about it before. The routine is the most important part in the writing process. So you should call them and tell them you wish they forever lose their left socks for as long as they live. What's up, brother? It's great to see you, man. I hope you're doing good, man. I hope you're doing good. Thanks for stopping by the channel. I love Michael Head. All right, so the 2 phrases that I learned, or that I found, and that I was really actually there's basically just one. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So the person who has the best system and preparation will over time continue to have sustained outcome. So, hi, Amanda. I miss you too. You guys were awesome. Amanda gives out great hugs, and I miss spending time with you guys at Dragon Con. You guys are both amazing people. So, again, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And so, here's the thing is like, if you take the example of a race, like a sprint race, no, I'm going to rise to the level of my goal. Every single sprinter in that competition that you go to compete against, they all have the goal of winning. So who is the person that's going to win? The person that had the best system that they train in, that they push themselves in, and that they were able to maximize every single thing. You know, and granted, there's genuine talent, there's all those other factors, but at the end of the day, you're not going to rise to the level of your goal, because that's where, for me, it's like, oh, well, I wish I could be Mr. Olympia and be the best bodybuilder ever and everything else. But if I don't put in the system to build myself in bodybuilding, I'm never going to achieve that goal. And so that's why, for me, the routine approach and the system are so important. Now, and so again, like, I build this routine, I build the system, and then I reevaluate it all the time. And you have to make adjustments, but you have to stick to the routine. So that was where, for me, the last 2 weeks, at first I set my alarm clock for 4 a.m. And then because the current system was wake up, go into work, where I get to use the gym that's there within the department. So I go into work, I do my gym routine, I then, shower, get changed, ready for work, and I have breakfast at work out of my prep cooking. I then do work, I then come home and focus on writing. What did I find over those? So then this last week, instead of waking up at 4 a.m., I started to move it up even earlier to about 3:30, 3:35. And the reason for that was if I woke up at 4 and I got into the gym, I was cutting into the amount of time I wanted to have for cardio, right? So even though I was getting up at 4, by the time I was getting to the gym to do the workout, that time of, getting your initial changing, getting all your items into the car, packing it up, moving forward, there's just a lot of time that was being wasted in the transportation from A to B. So therefore, I was able to start waking up a little bit earlier. That way I got more time dedicated into the workout. So this last week, it was going really well, really efficient. And the last 2 weeks I've gotten sick both weeks. So I've had to fight that and deal with energy drainage from the sickness. But I was still getting up, still getting my workout in, was feeling really great. So what did I find, though, on the back end of things? By the time I was done with work, I was so mentally exhausted that I was really distracted from writing. Like, I've talked about it before, the level of immersion. And so, like, getting into the mindset of the character and everything else, there were days where I was able to get my 2,500 words in. There are days where I only got 1,000 words in. So my productivity that I really wanted to try to achieve it was really rough. I mean, granted, at the end of the day, you sit back, 1,000 words, dude, that's still 4 pages. That's still 4 pages more than if I just didn't do it. But the fact is as I looked at it, there was so many more distractions, because the way, as most of you know, I am an analyst. I analyze data, and I am doing a ton of reading at work, reading all these different reports, reading all these different metrics, trying to come up with solutions, trying to this. So by the time I am done with work, my brain is firing with all these things, because I'm just a super passionate person and a workaholic. So it's got all these things floating around, all related to work, that by the time I come home and I want to really focus on bloodbath stuff, that's when I'm struggling as a writer. So what do we do with the routine? The routine that I had been utilizing at the beginning of the year when I was working a 9 to 5 was waking up early and I would do some writing. Then I would also work out in the afternoon time, and then I would do more writing as well in the evening hours. And my job at that time was not as analytically intensive. It was just very much management. Like, I don't care what you're wanting to do, just get it done. We are paying you for this, get it done. It was straight up pure management, right? Whereas this is not necessarily management or leadership, it's all analytical. So what am I planning to do to achieve the goals? The fitness and the workouts are very important to me. Like, it is a bigger primary focus than the writing because of the overall health. However, now as I analyze the routine, I need to have as little distractions as possible and as little submersion and as much immersion, thank you, as much immersion as possible. I'm going to dedicate to writing in the morning. No one else is awake. I have not gone to work yet. Therefore, I can focus on the world, then go into work, and then after work, go into the gym and do my gym routine. Why? And the reason why I feel like this is a better thing is it's okay for me to be distracted while in the gym, right? Like, what I mean by that is I can take a text message while I'm in the gym because I'm going to do a workout set. I'm going to do all that stuff. Then I can answer the text message, shoot back like, oh my gosh, yes, I can't wait to see you too, right? Or, oh my God, like, that's such a dumb thing to say. Why would you say that? You can have those breaks within the workout, and it's not going to necessarily affect the workout if you plan it properly. And I can stretch that workout out longer. And, if I have to cut 15 minutes of my cardio, as long as I still got my cardio in, that's the more important goal. It's not necessarily the length of the cardio, but the fact that I got it in. The workout's like, hey, I don't want to do 10 sets of 20 reps for more toning, but I will do 5 sets, 5 reps of heavy, and I can still get that benefit, right? So the workout allows me to be a lot more flexible to distraction, a lot more flexible to the post-work time frame. And so that's what I'm going to do. And we're going to see, right? Like, that's why building the routine, building the system is so important to continue to sustain growth. So we're going to try that out this week. Why not, right? We got nothing better to do than to try this. So for starting out in December, we'll see how it goes. Will White might be the best example of creating systems to make sure he gets his books done. I have talked to Sam White directly. I know that I've talked about this in 1 or 2 videos. I got a chance to talk to Sam at 20 Books to 50K in Vegas. It was only like a 10-15 minute conversation, but it meant a lot. Sam is a great dude. Love him to death. I have not gotten a chance to meet Will, but Sam, again, if you ever watched my streams or this stream, just know, dude, like, that conversation meant a lot. So thanks for that time. If you don't keep your goals at the front of your mind, you can and will hit burnout insanely fast. So I 100% agree with you, Mike. And that's where, obviously the goal, like, I don't necessarily set a word goal for the day, but I know that I want to try to hit 2,500 words at least to get the word count goal for the end of the year. But at the same time, the goals that I normally set are, let's get book 3 done. And then let's start focusing on book 1 of this series. Like, the goal is to finish the book, to move on to the other book. Like, that's just at least the way that I have it set, because it's like, the story is going to tell itself. If I put a goal of like 120,000 words, but the story is carrying me to 140, or if the story is going to cut out at 115, it's like, well, the story is going to do that. So I have not tried to set a goal of word count per book. It's mostly like, dude, you're not going to stop until you feel like book 3 is done, because the goal is to get to book 1 of the next series. Like, that's at least how I've kind of put it in my head. Dropping into the zone can be hard. And that's where it's really weird. Like, this last week, there were times where I couldn't drop into the story. And then, so again, you still have to write. And then it was like 500 or 700 words in, I dropped in, and it was amazing. And so I continued to write. And I took that momentum with me. Right. So it's just one of those things where sometimes you can just be dropped into the story. You're good to go. You're ready. You're excited. And then there's sometimes where you're just struggling. You're like, I don't understand why I can't get into this right now. So what I will say, one of the things that our good friend Brian Norden told me was give the readers a reason to care about the character. And as I talked about last week, this book 3 of the Bloodbath series, is probably the most emotionally intensive, with some of the main characters that you met in book 1, at least starting out. So I'm at least excited because I really like the emotional connection that we've gotten. And I think that's helped me with wanting to make sure I get some good traction within the flow and pacing of the story. But it's just getting into that mindset and trying to work it. So it's been an interesting thing. Nick Boslow. Hey, people. Hey to you, sir. As you guys know, Soldier Boslow right there. Drop it into the chat. Thanks for being here, brother. Sam is an awesome person. Like, straight up. I friend requested him on Facebook. I don't know if he'll ever accept it, but Sam is great people, man. He is great people. So you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So be the person, be the writer who sets up the best system, prepares yourself to sustain this growth, sustain this journey over time, and continue to have fun telling your stories. So, yeah, and that's why there's a reason 3 books are so successful. The 3rd book is when you hit your stride as an author. I would definitely agree with that, Mike. It's where, well, I also look at it like book 1 is building the foundation and building the world, right? Establishing the characters and some of the things. And then book 2 obviously is like that main journey where book 2 of Bloodbath is just violence. It's just straight up carnage, right? And book 3 is that really final completion of the story. And it's one of those things where A Drink with Crazy, Royce, he's a good friend, fellow content creator. He's not an author, but he's a great fucking human being. He was talking about the struggles of like Marvel and Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, these things where he's like, they have to come to an end. Some of these super fans are like, they have to forever continue on. And you see these serial books of like book 10, book 11, book 12, whatever. But he said, you know what? There's a time where it has to come to an end. And that's where, for me, when I started writing, like I started writing The Dying Breed, that fantasy series, I projected out these huge books, but I built them into sagas of 3 or 4 books, because I didn't want to get complacent. I didn't want it to be the same characters. And so for me, with 3 books of like Bloodbath or Project Kepler, whatever it is, it's one of those things of like, oh my gosh, I want so much more. Yes, and that's how you know it's a great story. But all stories need to have an end. All stories, I feel like, oh, I love this so much, and I wish there was so much more. Like, you latch into the story, and you love it for what it is, but you also have to understand, like, there's a beginning and there's an end. There really is never going to be this continuous, nonstop journey. Like, that's just the way that great stories that last time are, because it allows each reader to have their own imagination of like, oh, I wonder what Trevor would have done if he were to have gone after this. And that's where you have fan fiction of people that get to add to the story with their own imagination and get to enjoy what you gave them at the very beginning. So I would agree. I think the 3rd book is when you hit the stride of the story. And when you really get to bring in the elements that just bring it all together, and you leave the reader with like, wow, that was an awesome journey. I wish it didn't end because now I love it the way it is. But it is done. It is time to move on. So I don't know. That's just at least my thoughts from an author who's just about to hit 700,000 words. I just feel like that's the mindset I have right now. Now, granted, in 2 years, 3 years, I may change my mind. We're humans. We're allowed to change our mind. But that is what it is. So, Royce is based. Okay, Timo, I don't understand when people say someone is based. I don't understand what they're really referring to. So, give me a definition. What does it mean when someone is based? Okay. So as Timo's writing that up, you guys, that's my thoughts for the week. That's my updates for the week. We're at 45 minutes. So I am here to hang out with you guys for the next 15 minutes. But, and here's the other thing about waking up early. Here's what I love about waking up early. Waking up early at like 3:30 in the morning, I go to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock. Like if I am not in bed by 9 o'clock, I am pissed. And some people don't like that, and I don't care. This is my routine. This is my system. I am sleeping better at night because of the routine. But today, when I woke up at 6 and then I finally got up at 6:30, I felt amazing because I still got 3 hours of extra sleep, but it's still 6:30 in the morning. So what that means is my laundry is already done and I sorted it out on the main bed. So it's going to be really quick to kind of semi-fold and put away. All of my dishes are cleaned. Like from the last week of having all my prep food, all of my dishes are clean and ready to go. I now have I'm about to go take out all of my trash, make sure all that is cleaned. So those main three things are already done. We've now spent an hour of hanging out together, having a great time, talking about book writing, talking about all these things. So what does that mean? That means by the time I'm done, I'm still going to have a good 10 hours in the day to do so much more. So grocery shopping, prep cooking, watching a movie, whatever. I'm going to go have a cigar. Well, let's just talk about what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to go have a cigar. I'm going to go clothes shopping to get one or two more items for work because I had to transition to business casual and I'm not used to that still. But have a cigar, get some clothing, go do some grocery shopping, and then I'm going to prep cook. So there's 4 more things that I'm still going to be able to do and have a lot of time to relax and hang out. So that's why I like getting up early and having an early routine. Is on your days off, when you get up at 6 o'clock, you still feel amazing for getting those 3 extra hours, and you can still feel like you get a lot of stuff done to enjoy your day off. I think it's similar to being grounded. If someone is based, they are a good, solid person, authentic and genuine. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. You are based too, my friends. You are super based. It also makes me think of like the song, like, it's all about that bass, super grounded. Anyways, that was terrible. I'm up at 4:30 to 5 hour every day, hit the sack by 9 o'clock most nights. 100%, Nick, I am right there with you. I totally get exactly what you're talking about. So, you rocking polos? Well, I'm not rocking polos right now, and the reason is because it's 49 degrees out right now, and it's super warm. We're in the winter months, the rainy months for Oregon. So, the winter months are a little bit more colder. So I'm kind of doing like the sweaters, like the sweater things. Yeah, I've got the Under Armour compression. So I've got heat gear and cold gear, so I can switch out the Under Armour compression to keep me nice and good. And then I've got like those wool sweater things. I also want to do 1 or 2 more business shirts, and then I do have the polos that I add. But it's also the fact of like being in the office in a polo, it's still cold, and we believe that they are keeping it cold, not to have to pay for more heat. So there's that. But I do have quite a few polos right now. It's just too cold to wear them. Polos are a good look, not gonna lie. Thanks, man. Yeah, polos. I love wearing polos. I think polos are great. It's just not great when it's wintertime and you get a little chilly. Even being a big guy like me, I get a little chilly. What can I say? I have not been able to do cold water immersion therapy yet because I want to do that, and I want to do, and I want to get an air bike and do those HIIT workouts. So hopefully next year, after I move out of this apartment, if I get to move back into my main location, if I can start doing cold water therapy, hopefully that will change my fat cells from white fat cells to brown fat cells, and I'll be more resistant to cold temperatures. Waldo, you sexy man beast. Giving you a good shout out. So, all right, you guys. So what else do you want to talk about? Those are the thoughts. Those are the updates. Bloodbath is getting super emotional. I really like it. We're about to get into a new dynamic where Trevor was just going into the headquarters where he's about to meet his new partner, and he has no idea why he's getting a partner or who the partner is. So I'm super excited to write that. But of course, that's going to be Monday at 0:30 when I wake up and do that. So I guess I'll give you that type of info. So that's the start of chapter 7. So we have the first 6 chapters written, so that will be a good 3 weeks. So starting in January, hopefully you Patreon members will get those automatically punched in for you guys. So I hope you get to enjoy that story. And then, of course, January, we're going to be dropping book 2 on Royal Road, so there shouldn't be any delay in that. But also, January, we are scheduled to have book 1 of Bloodbath sent to our new editor, who's going to be taking on this series. And then he is also slated for February to get book 2, and then March to get book 3. So that gives me December, January, February, 3 months to finish Bloodbath. So we'll see. We'll see if I can hit my word count. We should be pretty good to go. Want to do one of those Arctic swims. I don't want to do the swim because I hate swimming. Like, I personally do not like being in water. I just don't like it, right? If I, like, my mom had a hot tub in Arizona. One, the fact that you have a fucking hot tub in Arizona and you're getting into 105 to 105 degree water when it's 120 degrees outside, it's just mind-boggling to me. I don't understand why anyone would want to do that. As you guys, some of you guys know, I have back issues from the military. My back, I normally throw my back out 3 to 4 times a year. Like, it's just terrible. So there were a few times when I would get into the spa to try to relieve the back pain. And even my mom knew. She kind of laughed and she said, you know that TJ is not doing well when he even gets into the hot tub. And so there was that. But the cold water, I don't want to do Arctic swims, but the cold water immersion therapy, you know, when you're forcing yourself to get into the cold water and activate shivering and activate all those things, the health benefits of cold water immersion therapy, I want to try that out because I really want to see if I can change some of the physiology of my body that has really bothered me for the last 30 years. So that's the point of it. A calculator, a mushroom, and a lead pipe. 60 seconds. Go. God damn it, Nick. God damn it. All right. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, we're going to have to do a little bit more than 60 seconds. What if we did a writing retreat in Alaska? Okay. So if we were to play, and yes, I am doing this to give me a little bit more time for Nick's thing. If we were to do a retreat and I had already done like cold water immersion therapy and prepared for it, then I may do something with you. But one, that would mean I have money to do the retreat and the amount of leave needed to do the retreat. But that would be super fun. My goal eventually, like in about 10 years, maybe 5 to 10 years, my close friends who are all writers, I would like to do a retreat like in the Pacific Northwest where it's literally just us writers. There's no other conference convention. And so for a good solid week or 2, maybe like have the small cabins set up to where every morning we get together in the main house, we have breakfast together, we hang out. People get to go and write in the cabin by themselves, and then we have like the bonfire at night, sitting around just having fun. Like that's something that I would love to be able to do or offer. So that's a goal of mine. I would love to do that. All right, a calculator. I'll put it up on the screen for you. Calculator, mushroom, and a lead pipe. All right, 60 seconds. Going to start at the 55:30 mark. 60 seconds. Oh, man, fuck. You know what? We'll put Mike as a character in here too. Oh, okay. Yes, more time. The Pacific Northwest is beautiful. Probably my favorite corner of the States I've gotten to be in, especially out in nature. Absolutely. Nick, no pressure. And of course, Brandon is loving it. Okay, this might be a little bit more darker because I've been listening to Seth Ring's Dreamer's Throne, and it's a really good book. So, okay. A calculator, a mushroom, and a lead pipe. Go. It was a gray day in Lowback, the city where Nard worked. He was a simple farmer. For him, he would always use the prune mushrooms to grow and sell at the local markets. It was not an easy living. There were many days where he wished he could have been blessed to be born into wealth, to be born into prosperity. For him, though, the small acre farm that he had was all he was given. And it was all that he used to build the life that he had. That morning it was cold, wet, gray overcast skies, which brought a slight chill in the air. As he sat by the small candle and fire in his home, he shivered for just a moment, realizing that there was a small gap in the window where the breeze was breaking through. There on the table, as he sipped on his cup of coffee, he looked at his calculator and continued to run the numbers again. It's just no way. There was no way that he was going to be able to continue to operate at this level. How is this possible? Every year, he was able to project exactly what he would make, exactly what he would be able to save, exactly what he could do to make a living. But not this year. Something was wrong. Something was off. He used his calculator and run the calculations multiple times. It always continued to come up empty-handed. There was always this small tingling on the back of his neck, a small whisper in the depths of his mind. He knew what it was. It was Wellfor. It had to be. Wellfor wasn't necessarily a nemesis. Could be called competition, but God, was he just a scoundrel of a person. Wellfor had decided that he saw the profit margins in the mushroom market, and for the last 3 years had done his best to grow and obtain more and more property, but he wasn't selling high-prune mushrooms, or at least that's what Nod was sure. He was almost positive that it was Repesh mushrooms.
Repesh mushrooms are almost identical to high prune, but they're far easier to produce. Their nutrients are terrible, almost half as popular or half as healthy as high prunes. Easy to grow, less nutritious, easy to deceive. That definitely was something well foreseen, like he would do. There was a small knock on his door, and of course, Michael Head showed up as soon as he entered. Mike, what's going on?
Yeah, it's just another day, man. I just got struck by lightning for the fourth time walking over here, but it's okay. Just a little sizzle, nothing too bad. Was hoping to get some mushrooms from you.
Right, sure thing. Hold on a second. Nod walked back into his supply area and grabbed the small canister of mushrooms that Mike was known for buying from him. He walked up to the front. Yeah, it's a cold one out there, but I'm glad you showed up for your weekly mushroom supply. It's gonna be 15 coppers.
15? Oh, man. Well, you know that Welfare guy, he's selling his for 10.
Damn it. Not thought to himself. He wasn't really sure what to say at that point. He tried his best to keep his composure, hopefully not giving away the fact that he despised exactly the information Mike had shared with him. Look, like I said, it's 15 coppers, my man. You know me. I've been selling your mushrooms for years. I know the prices are cheaper over with that Welfare guy, but this is the best I can do. Besides, man, you've been a faithful customer. You've always loved my product.
Yeah, you're right. All right, 15 coppers. Hey, you have a good holiday, man. Thanks for always having a great product.
That's exactly what it was. More and more people coming up asking why the steeper prices compared to Welfare. More and more, he realized as he looked over the data on his calculator and his books, he was losing customers. That night, he couldn't get the thought out of his mind. The small trickling demon going in at the back of his mind. You should take a lead pipe. Push his skull in. There's no point in having competition if you can get rid of it. He finally asked who the voice was. Golgoth is my name. And playfulness is what I do. Yeah. We'll take care of it. Sure enough. Nod started to make his way over to Welfare's farm. It wasn't a long distance, yet in the dead of night, no one would be able to see him creeping through the brush. He made his way, and with, thankfully, the cooler, wet temperatures, it disguised and matted everything down. The sticks, leaves, and twigs, all moist, didn't give away his presence from snapping or the loud audible noises as he made his way. The clouds still covered the moonlight, which only darkened his presence as he lurked in the shadows. There, he saw his nemesis, saw his competition. He was just leaving his barn and shelter. Those fake mushrooms were on full display. Excuse me, not those fake mushrooms. The deceitful mushrooms. I don't fucking know.
The mushrooms were there in the barn. He could see them, okay? Just give me a break right now. I got 60 seconds to come up with this shit.
Nod tightened his grip on his lead pipe. His knuckles, though he couldn't see him turning white, could feel the tense grip around it. He quickly stalked up behind him and with one fateful blow, impacted on Welfare's head. The man, falling down upon the ground and splashing in the mud at his feet. He wasn't getting up. He wasn't moving. And that's all Nod needed. He dragged his body over, put him right in front of the first step of the home, leaving him in the muck, leaving him in the damp, cold death of the earth. There he retrieved home.
Just as good as Matthew Mercer.
I don't even know who that is, but okay. It was a simple accident. That's all it was. Not a lead pipe to the head, not a bludgeoning trauma. Just a simple trip of the old feet there. A a small accident of his head falling onto that stone step. He returned home. And in the coming year, tripled his profits, bought more land. Well, when Mr. Wellfall didn't have a family to take ownership, it was at a hefty price. Not many other mushroom farmers in the area. Therefore, Nard became known as the Mushroom King in all of Lowback. And no one ever realized just how deadly he could be.
The end. The giant walking calculator was ready for me as I rounded the corner, swinging a lead pipe at my head. My mushroom helmet was the only thing that saved me, the hardened fungus flexing as the pipe bounced off and embedded itself into the drywall behind me. Damn you, Skynet! You're just getting lazy now. Giant calculators with arms, swinging pipes. I gritted my teeth as I bashed it into pieces. Very well done, Mike. I think you have a better story than me, for sure. Just like all your books. Your books are better than mine. There you go, Nick. Oh my gosh. That was a pretty hard one, but I was like, you know what? Normally, because again, like I used to do those for like kids or other things, so it'd always be like happily ever after, but it's nice to where it's like, nope, we're just gonna kill someone. It's that simple. It's that easy. So yep, there you go. All right, you guys. Well, dude, that was fun. I didn't realize we were gonna have random story time. So great challenger, Nick. I give you good credit, good props for that. I think that's gonna be it for today, guys. It is 9:50. About to jump off. We just hit an hour and 5 minutes. I thought they were 1920s gangsters paying with police officers when you said coppers. No, 15 copper coins. The coppers, the copper coins. That's what it was. I didn't want to go silvers. Who would pay 15 silvers for mushrooms? Are you fucking kidding me? 15 silvers for mushrooms? Bro, who do you think we're made of? Like some king, some duke or some shit where we just got to tax our peasants and can pay for high-priced mushrooms? Oh, you're killing me, kid. You're killing me. Speaking of which, I need to add mushrooms to my grocery shopping list. So thank you also, Nick, for that. There was a study where 1 cup of mushrooms a week has a lot of health benefits to it. So that's literally what I try to consume is a cup of mushrooms a week. I just forgot to do that. See you later, you bald beauty. See you later, man, you sexy beast. You sexy pillow couch seated beast beauty. I don't know. I love you. You're amazing. Nye. See? Nye. You've been recording your own audio again. No, not like that. So, all right, you guys. Thanks so much. Thank you so much to the Patreon members who continue to support us and continue to help us with this movement. Warrior Bernard, Fighters Maxwell Foster Q, Soldier Boslow, who's in the chat, and also Fighter Maxwell, who's in the chat, and Warrior Bernard's in the chat too. And of course, Defender LG. Thank you so much, you guys. Thanks for tuning in for this weekly update. There are no author AMA interviews that I am doing in the foreseeable future for right now. I think I'll explain that next week. So we'll talk about that. So for right now, hopefully I'll see you guys next Saturday. Thanks for tuning in. Love you all and have a great week.
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies. They're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy. You gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know. Better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until till I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret, cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no.